Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Bet you're wondering why I'm hanging out in my kitchen, holding my jacket with my stove all set up. Today, I'm gonna wax this thing. Stick around and find out how. Alright guys, so it's getting close to when I'm going to start using my cold weather gear coming up. It's fall, so I want to start getting my gear ready. One of the things that I do every fall is I like to wax my outer shell garment. So I don't typically wear a fully waterproof setup when it gets cold enough that snow's coming down, but I do like to wax a breathable garment around the areas that are most susceptible to precipitation. And that just makes sure and guarantees that I'm not gonna, over time, get snow in there that melts and then comes through the garment. But at the same time, I'm still breathable throughout all the other parts of it. It's one of the big advantages to buying something like this Fjallraven G1000 material is that you can wax it. Typically I use their wax, but this time around doing something a little different. Alright guys, so this is the big change. I'm going to be using this Otter wax this time around. It's the same kind of thing, it's a waterproofing wax, but it comes in this nifty can. And what that allows me to do is I'm heating it up with water in there and hopefully make that wax a liquid, in which case I will be able to use this paintbrush. It's a very small one to just kind of put it on my jacket. We'll see. I'm hoping this will make spreading it a lot easier. I've tried it the traditional way, plenty of videos out there on how to do it that way, but I wanted to try it this way and see if I get a better material in the end. The wax is getting to a point now where I'll be able to use it. Let's see how this spreads. So I got my brush, my hands got this, and I've got a just my wife's hair dryer. So what I'm going to do is hopefully bring this stuff over real quick. See how it dries though? So it dries real quick. So the key is that after you layer that on there, what you have to do is then turn this on, and then I'll rub that in with my hand. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so that's one section of it, guys. I'm going to do the rest of this hood, because that's the most important part to me, is the hood and the shoulders. And we'll see what we end up with. I'll bring it back after doing it. Alright guys, so I just finished the front and the back, just on the shoulders and the head. And I gotta say, this isn't going exactly how I figured it would. See, what I've been doing is heating up the wax, putting it on with the paintbrush. And actually my son Ben was helping me too, as you saw. He was heating up the area. And with the area warm, the wax warm and everything, it would get on there. I could work it in with my hands And then after it was all applied, I would reheat it up because it starts to get like this. It starts to get this white, you know, like it's not soaking in. So I decided to reheat it up, work it all in with my hands again. And this is what happens at the end of that. So the backside as well is all white still. So the wax is getting there, but this wax is not, it's not going as smooth as I thought. When I put the Fjallraven wax on, it goes on nice, and then I heat it up. And yeah, I'll have a little bit of this kind of stuff happen, but this is quite a lot. And I tried to, you know, I am trying to get it completely, you know, quote unquote soaked with this stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna reheat this up again, kind of work this all in, and hopefully this will be good. We'll see. I've been working on this jacket for about 3 to 4 hours at this point. And it's still really not how I want it. So here's the deal. This is the can stuff, the new stuff. And then this back here, that's Fjallraven, their stuff. And then back here is a good way of seeing what I'm looking at here. All right. So what's going on is this is that can stuff. All of this is that can stuff. This is the Fjallraven stuff. I put the Fjallraven stuff on in one go, put some heat to it, and it went right in, and this was just one run of it. I didn't have to reapply heat. I have reapplied heat to this stuff about 10 different times for hours, trying to get this stuff to really soak in well. I'm trying to see, you can see how I've got little blemishes here. That actually looks okay to me. That doesn't bother me. But this is a little bit more aggressive. You can see just how, I mean, some people like that look, you know, when you do that, and it creates these. So every time I was fixing it and then moving it later on, it would create those little spots. All right, guys, it's the next day. As you can tell, it's light outside again. Yeah, I didn't like the way that jacket turned out with that waxy look. I don't know, the Fjallraven wax never did that. So I have to admit, I had to fix it. So what I did is I actually put that through the wash last night, put it on some high heat, high water, dried it all out, and kind of turned out pretty good. Check it out. So I hope that kind of is coming through on the video or on the camera. But this part of my jacket down here is still a lighter color than coming all the way up. And you can still see how this is still kind of white. In fact, you can tell this hasn't come out yet. But the majority of that weird color and everything has come out for the most part. So I'm happy with that. I like this kind of look where it's just a little bit of a different color. That doesn't bother me. It's really just this white stuff that stands out from a distance that I'm still going to have to work to get a little bit of that kind of taken care of. But what's great is after the wash, it doesn't look bad, and it actually kept most of the wax that I really wanted to stay in there. So it's just waxed enough to give me a little extra protection from precipitation. And that's really all I was going for. Because, again, this jacket is only for the winter time. I don't need it to be waterproof. I want it to be highly water and highly wind resistant, but I want it to be breathable. So I think this worked out pretty good. Really, this video, I don't know how well it'll turn out. I haven't made it yet, obviously, but I have to admit, I will never do that again. I will stick to the Fjallraven wax. That Fjallraven wax works out great. And that's what I've done in the past. Every other year, I just throw a little wax on there. I got to melt it in and everything. It's not quite perfect because you got to work to get that wax in the edges and on the creases. Whereas this liquid stuff, it's easy to get into everything. And I figured that was going to work out great. But the material itself just doesn't soak in right, and you end up with this, well, waxy look, which is not what I'm going for. I hope this video was helpful for somebody. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one. Later.